What's up guys, today I'm gonna teach you 3 tricks that you can learn even if you are a beginner. And then I'm gonna teach you how to combine them making this combo. Okay, so let's break it down. The first step is doing a cartwheel with no hands. I explained this on my Instagram, so follow me if you wanna learn more on short videos. But here's how you do it. First, you need to know how to do a cartwheel. Once you have the cartwheel, now you're gonna try to do a cartwheel with one arm. And for this, you're gonna need a little bit more of momentum. The way you get momentum on these kind of movements that go sideways is by bringing your body this way and then going this way. And then you kick, use this like to kick as you go. You wanna do a cartwheel with your first arm, the one that lands first. And you wanna give a little bit more of momentum because if you do it too slow, you're gonna fall. Most people make this mistake, they make it too slow and it looks like this. So the faster you go, the easier it is. If you want, instead of trying right away to do one arm cartwheel, you can do a cartwheel but faster. So give it power, do a fast cartwheel and then try to only use your first arm. Good. Now make sure that one arm cartwheel looks fast as well, because now what we're gonna try to do is use the other arm. So now, instead of just tapping with your first arm, because you find the ground very easily, now you're gonna have to jump a little bit. You gotta jump a little bit so you get this arm touching. Now, I don't want you to do this and put your arm on the ground like this. You wanna put the arm on the ground this way. So you gotta jump a little bit and then put your arm. And by the way, make sure you warm up your wrists. One arm, this one this time because I go this way, the one that is farther from the ground. So here's another trick. When you jump, if you place your arm and your wrist, it's 90 degrees or more, if you don't have that flexibility, you might get hurt. That's why you gotta jump, because you wanna put your arm when your body has already passed. Come here, get power, jump, tap. And I tap already when my body is over, like at least on the middle or over. And that way you will not hurt your wrists. Okay, the next step is very simple. We're gonna do the same 2 steps, but instead of placing our arm, we're gonna try to tap. So instead of first arm, instead of just placing it and leaving it there for like forever, your arm should be on the ground very little time. So now we want to reduce that time by just tapping. First arm, here we go. Jump, just tap. Okay? You can try to jump as well. If you start jumping, then you can just tap. Jump, tap. Once you get that down, we're gonna try with the other arm. So again, we get power, we jump, and we tap. And on this one, you wanna be careful. So make sure you dominate the previous steps before. Don't try to rush. Make sure it looks good. Watch your videos. How can I do this better? And then when you have it perfect, then you move to the next step. Now, here's the deal. We're gonna kind of do it, but we're just gonna use this arm to give us our final little momentum. You need to go with the strength and power as if you were gonna do it with no hands. So we go, boom. You need to try to tap as late as possible. That will help you to unlock the move. And then you practice this, and eventually in one of them you're just gonna go, whoops, I didn't use my arm. So practice, tap, boom. Oh wow, I just did it. Thank you for your tutorial. I'll give you a like. Okay, the next movement is a roll that we do with our shoulders. And on this move specifically, we're landing like this. So you wanna kind of get your knee down, and this roll we do with our shoulders back. So it looks like this. You come down, knee down, arm like this, rotate your arm like this because you're gonna place it here, and you want to stay in this position. You want to be able to hold this, and remember that it's over your shoulders. Okay, so you're gonna go through that position and then you're gonna exit this way on your opposite knee. Boom. And you use your forearms to push yourself in and out. So you go like this, roll, and here you can use your forearm to like stand up. So the problem with this trick is that most people will go on their back. So that's why you need to get used to this, is your head and your shoulders placing, and then you go over. So practice this. It's a very nice move. It looks very good, especially when you give it speed. Again, when you speed up things, they become easier. It's more scary, but it's easier. It's kind of the same thing that happens with cliff jumping. You do a flip from 2 meters and it's not scary, but it's difficult. You only have 2 meters. But then you go to 10 meters and it's easier. You have to do less, but it's more scary because it's 5 times higher. So the same thing kind of happens here. The more speed, the more scary, but the easier it gets because you have more momentum. And that brings us to the last trick of this combo, which is a cartwheel, but we are gonna finish facing that way. It's very easy, that's why I left this for the end. The hardest trick is the first one, so let's try. You're basically just gonna go and do a cartwheel, but when you finish, instead of finishing like this, try to turn this leg as much as possible, and this other leg, as it comes, you bring it back, so you finish on that direction. Let me show you how it looks. Yes, it's very easy. You just practice, you start doing a regular cartwheel, and then you slowly start turning your chest more and more and more until you can finish facing this way. Boom. You see, you finish. When you finish, you look. Where am I looking? I'm looking on that direction. Should have finished there, but it's a good first step. And then as you practice, just bring your chest that way. It looks nicer when you come up like this after you do it, and then you can start kind of popping it to just finish like that, and it looks even nicer. Let me show you these 2 variations. First one is bringing my chest up, which is more dancey, more flowy. It comes like from here. And the other one is popping my shoulders. I'm just gonna push, and then that's gonna give me air momentum, so there's gonna be a moment in where I'm in the air, and I'm just gonna land like this. It's been a while I don't do this, so I hope it looks good. Yep, that's a very good middle step as well for the front handspring and for doing the flips. It's a very soft acrobatic. And now we're gonna put everything together real quick. So we start with the no arms cartwheel. Boom, and as you land with this leg, you wanna bring it out ready to the ground to execute this shoulder roll. And then as you stand up, when you finish the shoulder roll, you're gonna be like this. And to make it look cool, you wanna go into the cartwheel standing from here. So basically I get up off my knee, I use my other leg to help me get up, and I go into the cartwheel, and I end up facing this way. Gonna put everything together, and then the rest of the work is up to you. Let me do it again. And this is how simple you can learn 3 soft tricks, put them together, and have an amazing combo that you can work on. Let me know in the comments if you want more stuff like this. Let me know how you're doing with it, or tag me on Instagram, check out my videos. And also if you like and subscribe, that'll be so helpful. See you on the next one. Bye.